Hi, I'm Enda Outdoors.
I'm Tizzler Rick.
And this will be Backrooms lore explained after watching the brand new movie. Let's get
A
started.
gross oversimplification of the movie. This is not all the lore explained. This is just what we're taking out of the movie. Go ahead, start off.
Alright, so assuming you've seen the movie, because there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in here. So before I get started, watch the movie, then watch this video. There's a lot of spoilers. So after you've seen the movie, let me give a little breakdown if you don't understand. You won't understand the movie fully unless you know like lore, and this could be like eye-opening. So the Backrooms is a place that is a parallel universe to the world almost, that can only be entered by phasing through by having your atoms perfectly aligned and just phasing through. Or like in the movie where the guy, I don't know his name, walked through the wall because for some reason the wall was almost like non-existent but there, and so he could phase through it. That was kind of like the only two ways to enter, which is why random stuff random things like birds will be in there, because birds can be flying, land, or find one of those low proximity magnetic disorder systems or whatever.
There are no clipping zones, but they're caused by magnetic distortion. The one in async is the low proximity magnetic distortion system,
Which is created by them, right?
Yeah.
So bird gets in there, gets trapped, because the way the Backrooms works is every time someone or something enters, it grabs the memory from them and tries to carbon copy it. Say the example. What is it like?
They say this in the movie multiple times. It's like telling a person who's never seen a dog, you're trying to explain what a dog looks like to them and then have them draw it. They have no idea what a dog looks like. It's only going off of what you know and what you're telling them.
So essentially, the Backrooms is grabbing what you know. If, say, I've never been to LA. Say a street in LA, it's never going to create that because I haven't seen that. However, say this is my kitchen table. When I go to the Backrooms, I'm going to see this there, but it may not be exactly perfect. The way it works is like putting an image in AI, saying, listen, make this image perfect. You do the same prompt, the same picture every time it's updated over and over and over. Eventually, it's going to be nothing. Every time it tries a carbon copy, it just gets worse and worse. More disfigured. It'll never understand. It tries to replicate perfection, but it can't because of the analogy. And so it'll try to create what you see. This table will probably be flipped on its side, halfway phased through the floor, and maybe missing a leg or have one leg or, anything like that. Same with humans. It'll try to copy you as a human, but it can only do so much because it's trying to get perfection, but can't because it can't exactly replicate. It goes off the mind. And so there's people that look extremely disfigured, body dysmorphia, all these things, maybe 4 eyes, or face looks like it's like copy and pasted like this.
I like to believe that what the movie took on was the Skin Stealers, one of the entities in the Backrooms universe. They tried to use the Skin Stealers as an entity.
Yeah, so in the original Backrooms lore, there's like this entity or monster that is trying to kill people, but now they're making it so every time someone enters, there's carbon copies made of them, but they're not perfect, and they go killing people and doing stuff like that, which is a great take to make it seem more realistic and more almost like relatable in a sense, right? So you take it away from here. You know a lot more lore than me, so I want you to give your little 2 cents on this, because on stuff I didn't pick up. So.
Yeah, the thing about the Skin Stealers, especially the ones in the movie, is most of them are passive except for the tall, the pirate guy who was playing Clark.
I guess it kind of depends on the person, right? I think it may go off of personality too, maybe.
Yes. For example, if you're just like walking around the Backrooms having no idea what you're doing, if the Backrooms makes a skin stealer about you, obviously face is going to be all messed up or whatever.
Or not, or something else is messed up, like you have 5 legs.
Exactly.
Let me say one thing real quick. With the Backrooms, it is always changing too, so it's so easy to get lost. You could be walking through the Backrooms, and let me give an analogy. It's like Minecraft. What you see in front of you can't change, but stuff behind you will be changing because you don't see it. It's out of your render distance or whatever, right? So it's in a sense like that. You are looking around, what you see isn't changing, But say you walk from a blank room to another blank room, turn around to walk back, it's now something from your memory. Say your childhood house or anything like that.
Yes. However, what's already loaded can't change. It's what you haven't discovered yet. It is the stuff that's changing. Because once you see something, it's not going to change. So like if we go in and this table's there, and then we leave the back rooms, come back in, the table's still going to be there. But say we walk 20 more yards, hang a right, there's going to be new stuff there based off of our memories.
Imagine like the table, correct me if I'm wrong, like the table again there,
yes.
But even more disfigured.
Probably, yes.
Or could be even more perfect. It just tries to carbon copy every time, but it's like a hit or miss.
So back to the skin stealers. The reason they aren't made of like flesh and blood and all that stuff is because the only thing that the Backrooms knows is furniture and like building layouts.
Now, why does it only know that though?
Not sure. Nobody knows that.
There's cars in there. That's not furniture.
Well, that's based off of somebody's memory. That's why it's in there. It can...
Yeah, you're right, because there's a ton of furniture in there, and that's... Wow. Okay.
Also,
that's a new can of worms I haven't thought of.
Probably.
And they know all furniture is made with this, like, stuffing and stuff like that.
Yes,
so
that's why the skin stealers were made of stuffing or whatever.
Wow.
Now, the guy Clark, he's like, oh yeah, it's edible. He was probably just going loopy, because you can't eat foam, right? But the reason why the three of them, like the guy in the chair, the lady in the corner, and the the fat guy that he starts ripping chunks out of, the reason why they were passive is probably because the people originally who went in there, who then got copied and turned into skin stealers, maybe those people are still roaming, maybe they're dead, maybe they left, no idea, doesn't matter. But the skin stealers, they're made of foam because the Backrooms only knows furniture. We covered this. But also, the reason that they're just sitting there is probably because the person that the skin stealer copied might have just been walking around. But the lady we see when the captain, who's also distorted with Clark, comes walking in, she runs. So, for example, the guy in the wheelchair and the fat guy sitting down, they're not doing anything, right? But the lady who runs, her real self probably ran at some point. And then the Backrooms copied that action, right? And hang on. Clark, he was walking around so much. The movie literally follows him. And the captain, right? It's in his furniture store. So it tries to combine those two things, even though they're not supposed to be like that. That's why...
His name is Clark?
Yeah. That's why the Clark pirate skin stealer dude can, like, walk and attack and, like, crawl and all of that. That's because the Backrooms saw Clark doing that. Sort of just my interpretation of that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then one thing we were discussing was, can they come into the real world? So, can these entities, we'll call them, come into our dimension? Let me put it this way. Bitty bitty. They can and can't. So, currently, you can't phase out of the Backrooms. You have to find, right? You can't phase out of them. You have to find one of those.
The magnetic distortion portals.
Yes, which, from what I see, I think they're even more rare.
They are incredibly rare.
Compared to phasing through. I think you have a higher chance of phasing through, which is already
yes, but the problem with phasing through things in the Backrooms is that you can phase to another level.
Yeah.
You can't just phase right out. There's a chance you phase just right out into
our world.
world.
It's so slim.
But there's a chance.
Right? It's like, yeah. It's like flipping a coin 100 times. Like, you don't know or it's like rolling 100-sided dice. You don't know what you're going to get. But with this, you don't know, or entities can only, so from what I assume, if the entities didn't find one of those, like, walls or, like, the low magnet or the magnetic distortion areas, then they can be brought through by real people.
Like we saw in the end of the movie,
you can see, what was his name?
Clark? Like the skin stealer Clark.
The skin stealer of Clark as a pirate, tied up and being examined, which shows the scientist looks like they either lured or brought him out. Probably lured, because it would have killed him.
Probably.
Lured him out and got him in the real world, which means they can be taken out But like, can they get put back in? I don't
Probably.
know. Maybe, but we don't know.
But here's a tricky thing. Do they know, the skin stealers that is, do they know they can leave? Or maybe they know they can leave, but they're afraid of leaving. Or when they leave, they just die and they can't be sentient anymore.
We already can cross that one off because clearly this one that was alive was moving when they were working on it. So clearly it doesn't die.
Well, it was on the examining table. We don't know if it was alive though.
I saw it moving.
Oh, all right. That's weird then. I didn't see it move.
Yeah,
I thought it was
moving.
just on the table.
No, it was like moving. It was like locked up.
Well, in that case, we can cross out the fact if it leaves, it dies. That's obviously not true. But we don't know. Maybe it doesn't know it can leave. Or it just hasn't discovered a portal yet. So.
Yeah, I think that we really covered everything there.
Because the investigators, the hazmats, they manually brought that thing out. Theoretically. Maybe it followed them through that little
I
gap
think they
at
probably
the end.
lured them out, whatever.
Yeah, because all of that gas probably like put it to sleep or something like that.
Who knows?
But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This channel is his Little Rick. Make sure you subscribe if you like this type of content and want to see more Backrooms related things or other lore explained. Comment down below and tell us what you'd like to see. If this was if this helped you, also let us know by leaving a like. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And
yeah,
I'm at Outdoors. That's his Little Rick. See y'all. W video.